All right, thanks again for staying with us on the show. TMI Monday, we get into our first major talking point today, the first day of August 2022, a Monday, of course, and it's Girlfriend's Day, a day set aside globally to celebrate girlfriends, all right? But it's not what you're thinking. Let me express that. Let me be very specific. It's not for boyfriends to show love to their girlfriend. No, this is talking about sisters helping sisters, girls helping girls. That sort of comradeship, camaraderie, friendship, and helping one another, a girl to a girl, not necessarily a boy to a girl. So you need to get out of your say, well, today is girlfriend's day, so what am I going to do today now? And so we brought on board some members of Girls Brigade, Edo State Command, to share some thoughts with us against the background of some of the things that are happening to girls, young girls. They're going through a lot of challenges. You're talking about social vices, you're talking about abuse, violent crimes, and all of that. And so I'd like to thank our panelists here, the Edo State Commandant of Girls Brigade, Esther Ezomo, Mrs. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Good morning. Good morning, all. Thank you for having me.
Okay, we also have with us the outgoing Commandant, as Clara Olotu. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, and then of course Gladys Udi is also a member of the Edo State Council. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's look at basically the challenges that girls are facing today. What would you ascribe as being responsible for these challenges? Is it the fault of the girl child, or the parents, or the society, or perhaps maybe the society is growing so rapidly that these things are happening? Let me begin with you.
Well, I will not say it's the fault of the girl child. I will say it's the fault of the upbringing from the family and the society. You know, initially, our people they tend to have this belief that the girl child, they are not supposed to be trained because you marry them off. They put all their focus on the boy child and thereby leaving them behind. And this comes to affect the girl child because she was not cared for. Even in respect of education, they don't send them to school. You send them to go and learn trade. And some said they will not even finish learning the trade, they marry them off. Some have even been married as second wife, third wives. So this affects them. And so because most children just feel, because I'm a girl child, my parents will not train me, they will not send me to school. What's the essence of just doing anything useful to myself? Instead, let me go and hustle. That's when they go out, look for money, selling their bodies, doing all sorts of negative things that are not supposed to be done. So I think it's the fault of the parents and the society.
All right, let me come to you, madam. Yes, what's your take on this?
Proverbs 22 says, train up a child the way he goes. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. I will not blame the parents on my own part, because these children, I think at home, the parents, most of them, they play their role. But by the time these children go out, you know, they mix up with different characters. And you see them behaving funny. So when they are well cautioned, when they are well spoken to, they will not be affected when they go out. So the parents should work on them, not only at home, but when they go out, it should have some do's and don'ts that they should not know.
So are the parents speaking to them well enough in such a way that when they go out, they are not being influenced by their peers out there?
These children, they are like a chameleon. They are, I think, from experience, the parents, they speak a lot.
Okay.
No, and these children, they are of different characters.
Yes.
Some will be able to adhere to the instructions they were given.
Yes.
But some, they are easily influenced.
Okay, let me get your take on this, Udi.
Yes, the parents, they have to do a lot. When I was growing up as a child, at a time in the night, my mother woke me up and he told me, you see, you have to keep yourself as a child, a girl child. And she told me that he entered my dad's family as a virgin, and I must do likewise as a child. You know, that thing kept ringing in my mind.
Yeah.
Even when I finished my secondary school, I never had a boyfriend. Even in the university, I was in the final year, and I was thinking, I need to pick someone that I need to get married.
You need to get a guy, you need to get a dude.
I need to get married. So, and then, you see, because that's what parents ought to do, bringing up the child. You need to talk to them, you need to culture them in a Christian way. By so doing, when they get to the society, they'll be able to stand that.
Fantastic. Okay, let's come back to you. Girls Brigade is an organization, a non-governmental organization geared towards, creating that bonds of love and friendship amongst young girls, or girls generally, just to ensure that they're able to support one another, learn values, and a whole lot of that. I mean, it's just in line with celebrating Girlfriend's Day today, right? So what is your organization, organization like yours, doing to entrench these values? I mean, if we're saying that the first training platform that children have, or the girl child has, is the home, is the family. After the family, it probably goes to school, it goes to the larger society. And you guys form part of that larger society. So what are we doing to inculcate these values into children, particularly the girl child?
Thank you very much. That's why the Girls Brigade, we tend to catch them young. We start from the age of 3. You know, these days, some parents, initially, mothers stay at home to take care of the children, while the father go out to work. But these days, we have working class women, we have business women. So the children are left behind, nobody. So the Girls Brigade is coming in to bridge this gap. We are trying to catch the children young and to inculcate these values that the parents are not giving to them. We are trying to bring them up in the way of God, to let them know the do's and don'ts as a Christian child, not just as a girl, because it's a Christian voluntary-based organization. So we are trying to inculcate what Jesus wants us to know as a Christian. Because when you train up a girl child in the way she ought to go, it will go a long way to affect the society. That upbringing she has been given, when she gives birth, she will keep on teaching the children. Just like the book of Deuteronomy told us. It said, learn it, teach it to your children. They in return will teach it to their children, and it will keep on going that way. So that is where the Girls Brigade comes in. We make these children useful, not just to themselves alone, but to the community at large.
All right. Let me come to Clara Olutu. I know you're a former state commander of the Girls Brigade, commandant of the Girls Brigade. When some people hear about the Girls Brigade, they think of drums, playing drums and stuff like that. I know it's much more than that. So what were the things we were able to achieve? What were those things we were able to achieve?
The Girls Brigade, we have a 4 square program.
4 square?
Yes. We have the spiritual, we have the educational, we have the physical, and we have the service. So by the special grace of God, in June we had our state camp. And this week we are having our district camp.
Okay.
So these children, they are taught the Bible. They are taught from the Bible. Yes, that is the spiritual. Then the physical, they do exercise, and this band you are talking about.
Yes.
We teach them how to play drum. Then the educational, we tell them the importance of education. Because you see, most of the children hockey, they are girls. We make them to know the value that it's not only boys that can be educated. When I was to enter secondary school, my father told my mother outright that he cannot use is money to train a girl child. But my mother took up the challenge.
Wow.
Because she grew up in the house where professors were raised. Today, I'm the least educated of my mother's children.
Wow.
And I retired as a primary school headmistress.
Wow. Wow.
So, then the services, now there's no, when children go to school, no job. We teach them many things, like making a soap, like empowerment.
Like skills and all of those stuff, okay.
During our stay camp, we taught them how to bake a cake.
Okay.
Even should they go into it.
All right, we don't have so much time, but let me come to you. The world is changing so fast, and you find a situation where in these days, parents tend to be more protective of their children. They don't want their children to go out, that kind of thing, because of some of the things that are happening in the society, kidnapping, rape, abuse, and stuff like that. So how are you able to sustain this in terms of membership? Because if you don't have the numbers, you don't have the members, there won't be girls' brigade, as it were. Yeah.
We encourage parents to release their children, because parents alone cannot do the work. You need others to help you, even the society. So we encourage them to release the girl, because the aim of this girls' brigade is to help girls to become followers of our Lord Jesus Christ through self-control, reverence, and a sense of responsibility. And then we've also gone beyond that, empowering girl child. We visited so many schools, like a school at Iyanomo. There's one secondary school there. We empower a child there, shared materials for them. We also go far beyond that, advocating for the rights of a girl child. So we encourage them to release their children so that they will have this Christian training. We also teach them how to build a Christian home, empowering them, teaching them, like me, I was taught how to make shoe and bag.
Wow.
During our AGM. We taught how to make shoe bags, different things, bake cake, do a lot of things that you can do for yourself. You don't need to depend on your parents. Without parents, you'll be able to survive in society. So we encourage parents to release their children so that we can also help them to train the children, because they cannot do it alone.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what are we looking forward to, Izomo?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you said,
you're the new state commandant now. Yeah.
We are trying to bring Girls Brigade out to other denominations.
Okay.
Initially, it was just the Anglican affair. Why it was solely the Anglican affair? It was because there was a time we had crisis. It was the Anglican that fully backed us up, that made the organization
to stand.
Yes, to stand. So the Girls Brigade is an international, interdenominational Christian gender-based organization. It is not just for one denomination. So we are trying to spread it now to other denominations to help them catch their girl child young. If we go to their church, we don't bring girls from outside. We tell the pastor, who in return becomes the chaplain, because the Girls Brigade cannot operate outside the church. That's why when most people ask us, let's go to schools. We can only go to schools that are connected to church, because their chaplain, their vicar, or their reverend, or the priest in charge will now become the chaplain. Yes. So when we go to the church, we will tell them, we want to train your children. You give us people you think are fit to be trained as officers. So when we use people that are part of the church, they will not look at those people like outsiders, as if they are coming to kidnap the children. So you give us people you trust, we go, we train them, then they in return we come back to the church and train the children. Okay, so at what age can a girl child be part of? Okay, we start from the age of 3. 3. And the Girls Brigade is divided into 4 different levels. The first level is the level of the explorer, that is the age of 3 to 7. Then we have the junior, 8 to 11. We have the senior, 11 to 15. Then we have the brigadiers. The brigadiers are divided into 2 sections. The brigadiers, then the NCO. NCO means non-commissioned officers. Those girls can do the duty of an officer, but they are not of age to be commissioned to be an officer. So in absence of the officer, they can do the work of an officer. So, and this age is between the age of 15 and 19. Then 20 and above is for the officers. So once a child is old enough to stand and to learn how to speak, that's the age of 3. we pick them up from there.
Fantastic. Anything you want to add to that, madam?
Well, she has said it all. She has said it all, that the organization cannot work without a church. Because the reverend or the pastor automatically become the
chaplain.
chaplain.
Okay. Yes. Final word from you?
Yes. Parents don't need to be afraid.
Okay.
They don't need to be afraid because it's a church-based organization. So it's not a place where they would be able to kidnap them easily. So they are safe in the presence of God.
All right. Thank you very much. Members of Edo State Command of
Girls Brigade.
Girls Brigade, led by the State Commandant, Mrs. Esther Izomo. We also have the outgoing Commandant, Clara Olotu, and of course, member of the State Executive Council, the Secretary, talking about Gladys Udi. Thank you very much for coming on the show. We wish you the best of today being Girlfriend's Day. Yeah, thank you. Okay, we'll take a short break. We'll be back to talk more on the show. Don't go away.